summit focuses on trade and investments, and it extends almost to 7 continents to promote trade for peace.
Welcome to World Humanitarian Drive's Trilateral Global Summit Edition 2, Trade for Peace, Building Global Economy. Trilateral Global Summit is a platform of different country leaders, diplomats, corporate heads, policymakers, investors, and influencers from different fields to demonstrate their ideas to strengthen their global ties for investments and knowledge sharing access, especially at this challenging time of the global pandemic. Thank you for joining us live or in replay. I'm Viva Andrade O'Flynn, Global Media Head of World Humanitarian Drive. Here is a brief background about World Humanitarian Drive. World Humanitarian Drive, also known as WHD, is an international NGO with operations in 12 countries, founded in Croydon, UK by British Indian global peace activist, entrepreneur, writer, Dr. Abdul Basit Syed. The primary vision of WHD is to promote peace, education, and trade harmony initiatives globally among everyone across the world, regardless of race, gender, religion, or nationality, living as one family. World Humanitarian Drive has 4 initiatives: World Moral Day, the Science Bazaar, Honoring the Honorable, and Trade for Peace. Today, our focus is Trade for Peace, an initiative of WHD to build trade harmony by breaking down silos of trade to innovate opportunities for establishing interdisciplinary approaches, unlevering the multilateral trading system and security to develop a fair trade cycle to strengthen our world economy and peace. We would like to thank the following for making this digital global summit possible. Those working behind the scenes, WHD's tech team, headed by Director of Global Operations, Ms. Sarah Wilson. Our media and event sponsors, TV Bricks International Media Network, Doha Bank, there's so much to look forward to, Universal Peace Federation, International Diplomatic Club Amicability, AAFT University, news about all our honorable guests and speakers, and especially to you watching this. Let us get started by introducing WHD's founder and chairman, who brought to life World Humanitarian Drive. Dr. Abdul Basit Syed is a world-renowned British Indian social activist and entrepreneur, property and business consultant, Vice President at Space Kids India, Vice President at International Diplomatic Club Amicability, Steering Group Committee at Faiths Together in Croydon, Trustee at Universal Peace Federation, the founder and chairman of an international NGO, World Humanitarian Drive, an organization with 3 important objectives: peace, education, and trade harmony. We now proceed with Dr. Abdul Basit Syed to give the welcome address.
Thank you, Viva. Greetings of peace, my dear Honorable Secretary Generals and friends and partners of World Humanitarian Drive. This Trilateral Global Summit was initiated in the year 2019. Since then, many of you have been a sincere part of this excellent summit in order to promote the idea of trade for peace. It always gives me an immense pleasure, honor, and happiness to address each and every soul who helps World Humanitarian Drive to be a progressive organization in order to support the idea of our vision, which is promoting peace, education, and trade harmony. And I salute each and every one of our Secretary General from all the 12 countries who have contributed in a bigger way, in a smaller way, in a medium way. The way is not the point. The point is having the heart to work for humanity. So thank you, everyone. And without Viva or our global operations, Sarah Wilson, the organization will be at deficit. So thank you, both of you and our Secretary Generals. And today, I think the panel will start with the visions of WHD and the ambitions of our Secretary Generals, how the mode of operations they are planning in their own country and the morals they are seeking in order to promote World Humanitarian Drive's ideas and ideologies. So I thank you once again. And this summit, as I said, Trilateral Global Summit, this is the second edition, and it was supposed to happen in London. And I would love to have you all, at least next year, if the pandemic lockdown is lifted, in the London, in the British Parliament, all of our Secretary Generals, along with all our partners and honorary guests, with the heads of state of different countries, to be globally involved in a platform in promoting the idea of trade for peace, to promote the idea of trade and investment, which can be a pathway to promote peace, education, and sustainable growth for our economy and world peace. So without any further ado, I allow Viva to take over the floor to present the visions of WHD to our global audience. Thank you once again.
Dhanyavad. Thank you. The reason why there is WHD, Dr. Abdul Basit Syed, Chairman and Founder of WHD, for your welcome address. Now let's proceed with Trilateral Global Summit. Session A, Vision of WHD, which is to create awareness of peace, harmony, and spread positivity worldwide. To achieve that, we are very fortunate to have with us distinguished World Humanitarian Drive Secretary Generals from different parts of the world to share with us their vision of WHD. We are joined by Mr. Eugene Ankuma, Secretary General of WHD UK, Padma Bhushan Brigadier Honi, Dr. Anil Kohli, Secretary General of WHD India, Dr. Sharon Kim, Secretary General of WHD South Korea, Dr. Janisha Chuni, Gratchid, MD, Secretary General of WHD Albania, Ms. Janaki Gurung, Secretary General of WHD Nepal, Dr. Anandi Narasimhan, Secretary General of WHD USA, Professor Dato Dr. G.P. Doraisamy, Secretary General of WHD Malaysia. And they will discuss with us their vision of WHD. Our first speaker is Mr. Eugene Ankuma, the Secretary General of WHD UK. He is an international respected visual artist, mentor, and personality known for many innovative, unpredictable styles of art in an ever-changing and evolving self-created art personas through fashion and powerful experiential art. He has successfully enjoyed an art career for over 28 years with many art awards under his belt, becoming the first ever recipient of the Peter Evans Award and many other notable art prizes and awards globally. He graduated in illustration and fine art from the University of Westminster. His solo exhibitions and displays include Buckingham Palace London Flag Design 2003. Let us all welcome Mr. Eugene Ankuma, the Secretary General of WHD UK, to give his speech.
First of all, it's a great pleasure to be part of this beautiful program. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening even, to distinguished guests, honorable guests, royal highnesses, viewers online, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube. Thank you for joining us and for making time to support this excellent program. We have conducted many wonderful events over the past many months, but with my short time, not to take up too much time, I just want to talk about just a couple of events we have conducted. So I want to focus on World Moral Day. I want to say a few things about our fantastic event where we re-emphasize the need for a World Moral Day. Of course, World Moral Day is a WHD campaign happening on the 2nd of September as a reminder for all to embrace morality for peace within humanity. This was another strong event with lots and lots of positive feedback and backup and support from many people around the world. We had such impactful contributions from eminent personalities and wonderful real-life examples of those who had been effectively saved by the morals of others. The exciting artistic contributions of those who sang, who read poetry, or the verbal efforts of youth board members of WHD India chapter, who shared testimonials and really impacted all of us. I remember having some personal friends referring to this event months, many months after we had had it. It had lifted them, especially during this pandemic. And I think this is the beauty of what WHD is doing and the relevant topics we raise. Many watching noted the desire to have a World Moral Day. A World Moral Day as a way of life is not a moral dream, but an imperative one, to quote our Honorable Dr. Abdul Basit Syed. So I'm just going to move on to some of the ideas we have in terms of moving on with the UK chapter. So over the many months, I have observed, spoken to, and had many conversations about some of the needs that have popped up, or some which have increased as a result of the pandemic, and many people suffering and going through many different things. One of the ones that became very apparent and had quite a powerful effect on me was homelessness. So I have personally known people who have become homeless. I know families who have been checked out of their homes for reasons of jobs failing and people losing their jobs. So one of the things that I have discussed with my team, one of the things I want to push forward is feeding. And when I say feeding, I mean giving food to families or individuals who need it. So feeding them through partnership with various companies and parties who are willing to donate healthy hot meals, as an example, during planned days during the week or maybe the month. This is also about connecting struggling families and individuals who need food or may need, for example, like clothing. And again, I have spoken to companies who are willing to give away clothes and other needs, other things that are needed to individuals and families. So this is something that I'm really looking forward to and pushing forward. And it's something that we are building in the background, hoping to solidify as soon as possible so that we can roll it all up in helping as many people as quickly as possible. Another thing as well is connecting various experts and successful people in various sections or sectors, such as the creative industry, medical, finance, or even spiritual leaders, to members of the public. Why do I say this? If you have kept your eye on research that has been conducted recently, generally, in fact, this is just not the UK, it's around the world, people's sense of hope is really down. People's sense of what they want to achieve in the future has been gravely and harshly disrupted by everything they're seeing around them and what they are hearing around them. So part of this plan is to connect members of the public, especially the young, to people who can really inspire them, raise their spirits, and give them solid backup out of their own experience and success, once again. The focus is on young people because, again, current research showed that about 70% of young people who before the pandemic had hopes of wanting to do great things with their lives, 70%, in fact, over 70%, now believe that they cannot either move forward or that the opportunities that they once had, they feel like it's been sucked away or it's going to be much, much difficult to achieve. Even with the opportunities to still educate, to be mentored by those who can, there is still this very depressive doom and gloom feeling that they cannot move forward and achieve what they want to do. So what I want to do, again, is to connect experts, to connect industries, and to connect those who are in the position of power to a lot of young people, a lot of even adults, or anybody who's willing to learn, so that we can hopefully put forth online sessions where we discuss different things, not only to lift up the mental strength of those who are seeking help, but to have these experts directly speak into the lives and into the aims and needs of these people. This is also driven towards tackling what, again, has been a demonstration, and from my perspective, shockingly, that shows that, in a sense, let me put it this way. So I'm an artist, and a lot of museums and galleries are actually struggling to have not only visitors come inside, but they are also struggling to have funding for themselves. Now, this funding is often given to other creatives in order for them to do residencies and to have commissions, which of course is one way of feeding creative people. So this second idea that I'm creating here is about connecting all of these companies, all of these organizations, and making sure that there's greater connection, there's greater, how can I put it? There's greater dialogue in terms of moving forward. Because I think, as we have picked up in many programs in today, if we are working together, it is much, much easier to create solutions than to be isolated. And I want WHD to be at the forefront of trying to solve some of these problems. I want to also bring positive change, of course, which is what WHD is all about, by partnering with other people who have personally contacted me because they have seen the wonderful things that WHD has been doing and are wanting to also reach out to help, be it on the perspective of volunteering or wanting to give funds or wanting to give their time. So these are all things that I want to cultivate in moving forward and in helping our immediate community in London and the UK. Also, as Viva mentioned, I'm a visual artist and I use art to fight knife crime. So one of the things I want to do is to use WHD as a platform to raise greater awareness. Now, I am not sure if some of the guests or all our honorable guests are aware. London is at the moment going through horrific knife crime issues. I remember a conversation I had with our honorable Dr. Basit Syed about a year and a little bit ago, when he said to me, Eugene, not to sound negative, but when the pandemic is over, there is a possibility everything that we're hearing about knife crime will increase. And lo and behold, he was completely right. I have been reading things. I currently have an exhibition on raising awareness of this whole thing to fight it. And my mind keeps going back to the conversation I had with Dr. Basit Syed. And I'm thinking to myself, my word, he was so completely right. So once again, what I want to do is to use WHD as a platform with my team in raising greater awareness through the media, to really show through exhibitions strategically set up in places in London to grab attention to WHD's plight, to create greater awareness and to create greater peace in the mind, in the community, in society, in young people, for the future of the world. I could say so much more, but I want to stick to my time. Thank you all so much for listening. Please send in questions if you have any. And I'm really looking forward to moving forward with my team in establishing some of these things. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Mr. Eugene Ankama, the Secretary General of WHD UK, for enlightening us about WHD, how World Moral Day made an impact, opening our eyes to causes that are important, and sharing with us your plans for WHD UK. Our next speaker is Padma Bhushan, Brigadier Honi Dr. Anil Kohli, Secretary General WHD India. He is the former president of the Dental Council of India. He is an elected fellow of the Faculty of Dental Surgery of the Royal College of Surgeons of England and holds the honorary rank of brigadier in the Army Dental Corps. He is a recipient of BC Roy Award. It's the highest Indian award in the medical category. The government of India awarded him the 4th highest civilian honor of the Padma Shri in 1992 and followed it up with the 3rd highest civilian honor of the Padma Bhushan in 2005 for his contributions to medicine, making him the first dentist to receive both the honors. He is also the Secretary General of WHD India. Let's all welcome Padma Bhushan Brigadier Honi Dr. Anil Kohli to give his speech.
Namaste, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening in different parts of the world. I'm really happy, Viva, today to participate in this event. I'll be sharing few things with you, how I came into this organization. It is privileged to be a part of World Humanitarian Drive, an international organization founded in Croydon, UK by British Indian global peace activist Dr. Abdul Basit Syed. He's just like a brother to me. I happened to meet Abdul 5 years back in England in British Parliament and was very impressed by his ideas and enthusiasm to work towards finding feasible solutions for current humanitarian crisis resolving around racism, terrorism, and human rights. His focus and vision of restoring faith in humanity by promoting peace, education, and trade harmony globally is what made me join this organization. WHD has made considerable progress to achieve this goal by collaborating with several world leaders, governments, and organizations across the globe. And I am really obliged to be a part of such a community. It is a great honor to address the Trilateral Global Summit 2021. The first one was in England, second was because of the corona, was again virtual. Now third one, we all had a plan to reach this month to UK, but unfortunately because of the pandemic on limitation by the flying, so we couldn't make it, so we have to meet it virtually. Today the situation is all of us are witnessing COVID-19 pandemic, an event occurring once in 100 years. And we are the people, those seeing this in our lifetime. The pandemic has impacted everyone in some respect or the other in the world and has caused havoc globally. I am deeply saddened to see many healthcare professionals losing their lives while serving the humanity during these tough times. You will be surprised, more than 2,000 doctors around in India have lost their lives in India alone during this crisis. And all over, world over, so many people have lost their lives in lakhs. My heartfelt condolences to all the families who have lost their loved one because of this pandemic. Amidst of the chaos, to think positively and to be optimistic is tough, but not impossible. This pandemic has given us once in lifetime to start over and to prepare ourselves for the new norms of the life to live than the pre-pandemic life. Now the new norms are, we have to maintain the social distancing, we have to use the face mask. Living in a developing country, we should work collectively for the betterment of the humanity in terms of putting more emphasis on child education, trade, mutual cooperation among different countries. So every individual inculcates and understands the importance of universal principle of equality, justice, and peace. Now, coming to the point, what WMD is doing in India and different parts. During this pandemic, there was a lot of movement of the laborer class from cities to the back home in the villages. We tried to help them, organizing their travel, providing them food, and other thing. We often discuss with Dr. Abdul. Right now, the issue is how we get over this pandemic at the earliest. And in this, the vaccination is the biggest part. Being a population of 1.4 billion, it is a tough job which will take some time to get vaccinated as many people we can. We have discussed with Abdul how we can help the common man, those who don't have the reach to the hospitals and to the other places, to get them vaccinated and bring the awareness about vaccination. That is the one issue which we are looking forward. Second issue, so many families where the children have lost both the parents, mother and the father. So there are a lot of orphans. How WMD can help to give them some help in giving them education and support, financial support, so that they can stand on their feet. Other things which we are working, there's a lot of issue of blindness. So there are a lot of blind schools where I am attached. So we are working on that, and these children are very intelligent, which can be used in different educational sectors, and they can help in the industry, in different massage centers. There are so many activities which these handicapped people can be made capable of, and we can help the society to live them respectively in the society. The other issue is of the oral cancer because of the eating habit of pan, tobacco, and other things. And there's a lot of lives are lost in that. So we are working on that also, to how to help the cancer patients to rebuild them or to re-establish them in the society. Then there is a lot of trade which can be worked out, because we are in the developing country of 1.4 billion, where there is a need for the medical help and the medical hospitals. So we are in the discussion how the technologies from Western part can be brought to this part through our organization to develop that. Then comes the trade. There's a lot of opportunities for the trade also. So there is not one, but many areas where we can work. Even if we are capable of achieving 3-4 issues. Last time Abdul was here in Chennai, we had a wonderful seminar there, and there are good memories of that also. And next time we are thinking of having one seminar in Delhi where we can invite Prime Minister or the Deputy Prime Minister to inaugurate and to understand what this social organization is capable of doing. And we all know together we can and we will do many things in times to come. As the time is limited, I thank every one of you, those who are here. I want everybody to be safe during these times and wish this summit a very, very successful day, and it should be remembered for years to come. Thank you, Viva.
Dhanyavad. Thank you, Padma Bhushan Brigadier Honi Dr. Anil Kohli, Secretary General of WHD India, for sharing with us lessons we can learn from the pandemic, how we can help others, the common people in their times of need, and his vision for WHD India.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Dr. Sharon Kim. She's the Secretary General of WHD South Korea. She has her contributions of philanthropy that are extended to any place in this world through her World Arts and Culture Foundation in Korea and US, which belongs to NGO of UN. She is the chairperson of the said foundation. Also, she has been working as a musician and sing-a-song writer internationally. Sharon was born in South Korea and got educated in South Korea and Canada. She was conferred doctor degree of music with honors from Korea University in recognition of her supreme capabilities for the genre of music. She is a sincere lady of philanthropy, doing various humanitarian activities such as donation of food and clothes, arrangement of free medical service, financial support to the needed people of orphanage, widow societies, homeless, refugees, and so on. Let us all welcome Dr. Sharon Kim, Secretary General of WHD South Korea, to share with us her message.
Hello. I'm very happy to be here to speak here today. Dear honorable guest speakers, leaders, members of WHD. I firstly speak about WHD initiative, World Moral Day, and about moral education. What is morality? Well, if you look at the dictionary, the definition of morality is principles concerning the distinction between right and wrong, or good and bad behavior. In other words, morality is basic standard to judge between right and wrong. Then how can we develop the ability to judge? Who is responsible for the moral education? You must say that parents, school teachers, and society itself all have a responsibility. That might be true, but what if those all three can't function well enough? Then we need to find so-called alternative to establish moral standards. All human being has body, soul, and spirit. We eat healthy food for our body to be healthy. And what do we need to have a sound mind, soul, and spirit? The ability to judge right from wrong comes from sound mind, soul, and spirit. We need good food for our mind, soul, and spirit too. There is saying that what you eat is what you are. Food for our mind, soul is all the culture and art outputs such as books, paintings, music, drama, movies, games, etc. You can easily name them. Our young generations are exposed too much to violent and immoral cultural output without proper protection. They devour these contents daily without filtering to be accumulated to establish their morality. I realized long ago that making good cultural contents is more important and urgent issue than teaching morality for our young generation. So this should be our main goal to achieve as social worker and as an artist. To do that, WHD Korea is working on establishing powerful media system to produce good culture contents for our young generation. This is our main vision, obviously. WHD Korea chapter have several branches in major cities like Daegu, also in Seoul and Jeju. These branches have their own broadcasting system and TV channel. We are reaching out to NGO, youth organizations, and disabled society to exchange our goals and collaborate to make this work better. As conclusion, love for young generation and people who needs us is all we need. Only love can conquer everything. I strongly believe that. Let us love each other. Thank you so much for listening. And a special thanks to the founder, Dr. Abdul Basit Syed, my brother. God bless you. Thank you.
Let us love each other. Gamsahamnida. Thank you, Dr. Sharon Kim, Secretary General. Thank you. Of WHD South Korea for sharing with us her thoughts on morality, her plans and vision for WHD South Korea. Our next speaker is Secretary General WHD Albania, Dr. Janisa Chuni Graci, MD, is the Secretary General of WHD Albania. She is an experienced lecturer with a demonstrated history of working in the higher education industry. She has strong passion for education with focus on general medicine, becoming medical doctor from University of Tirana. She is interested in humanitarian activities focused especially in education. Let's all welcome Dr. Janisa Chuni Graci, the Secretary General of WHD Albania, to give her speech.
Thank you, dear Viva. Thank you for your lovely moderating and your introduction to me. First of all, I want to say greetings and a big thank you to our founder chairman, Dr. Abdul Basit Syed, for organizing the second edition of Trilateral Global Summit, no matter the current ongoing pandemic situation. Also, a big thank you to Director Global Operations, Sarah Wilson, for her patience and support as always, as well as this huge event. Greetings to our global WHD team, as well as to WHD Secretary Generals. The truth is we always support each other in our events, in our chapters, I mean, but it's rare to be all together like today, so I'm really enjoying it. And it was so good to hear your thoughts and listen to everything you said. And special greetings to our global audience today, and thank you for joining us. So this session is about WHD vision, and I would like to not become boring and repeat what is already said from the previous speakers, as well as I want to highlight that World Humanitarian Drive's vision is already well known worldwide, which is to create awareness of peace and harmony and spread positivity worldwide. But I cannot skip mentioning my personal experience joining WHD. So I will always remember, I believe, when I was first introduced to World Humanitarian Drive, it was October 2019. And actually, my first impression was that this strong gut feeling that I had to support World Humanitarian Drive initiatives. And I'm really thankful to myself to have trusted this inner feeling. Why am I thankful? Well, because in the months that came and the next events, I had the chance to witness the WHD works so seriously and genuinely on peace building, on education and sustainable development through trade harmony, which honestly I strongly believe are the main objectives we have to work on in order to achieve a global peaceful future and harmonious coexistence globally, I mean. And I would like to highlight very shortly something about Albanian chapter. What immediately happened was Albanian support to World Moral Day, one of the most important initiatives of World Humanitarian Drive. And I was amazed to witness that students and teachers from everywhere from Albania, even Albanian people living outside our official borders, I mean, they immediately supported our initiative. And this showed to me that no matter how difficult our road is, we are still willing to raise each other up and support humanity, which I truly, yeah, I'm very sensitive to this. The next event was held during quarantine. It was the COVID Times Poetry, where Albania again joined and had 5 winners. But what I find even more important than the people who won, for sure, they did participate in this event with beautiful poems. But what is even more important was that during this contest, humanity won over the coronavirus, because we held our minds busy in a positive way, and we kept our hearts warm with lovely poems. More than that, we cured and supported each other over stressful days of quarantine with this kind of unique contest that actually is, by my point of view as a doctor, I see it as a wonderful psychological support and as well as a kind of occupational therapy. Immediately after that happened Honoring the Honorable. The world was out of quarantine pretty much everywhere, but still on restrictions due to the pandemic. And actually, Albania had 5 people, organizations, or institutions awarded with the Global Humanitarian Award. And this event was the best way to promote humanity in these challenging times we are facing. Right next to this event came Albanian program, European Integration Challenges Phase on July 2020. And we had students, journalists, and staff from education system, as well as Secretary General of Universal Peace Federation Albania, that shared our challenges in this historical step for Albania, as well as we addressed possible solutions to these challenges. This was very shortly explaining what happened with the WHD Albania chapter, but what is even more important is the question, what is next to come? Well, we are looking forward to the end of this pandemic, or at least maybe as soon as restrictions get easier, we will have the Science Bazaar Albania, which is an extraordinary opportunity for youth to gain support for their innovative ideas and projects in order to become a powerful tool for the betterment of the society. And what I find very crucial regarding situation in Albania, I mean, WHD will continue being active, and whenever possible, we will keep supporting education. Personally, I believe proper education is the way to become more confident and capable in achieving, successfully achieving a prosperous future. So, of course, I strongly believe to what was said previously from the speakers before me, that there are moments and situations in life when we have basic needs, such as maybe food or shelter or healthcare, but focusing in a long-term perspective, we need to be properly educated and have a stable economical growth. This is why I am so grateful to World Humanitarian Drive for existing, first of all, and for giving us all this opportunity to be active and give our contribute, and giving this immense support to humanity as well. So I invite everyone that is listening to us today to join us in our honorable mission. Let's join all together for the betterment of humanity and for a peaceful future. So this was very shortly my speech, and I want to thank everyone, again, Secretary Generals, Founder and Chairman, Director of Global Operations, and everyone listening out there. Thank you all.
Falamin Derrit. Thank you, Janisa Chuni Grachi, MD, for sharing with us how
Thank
grateful you are. Yes, to be
Thanks
part of WHD. Thank you so much. And its many events, and also your vision for WHD Albania. Our next speaker is Secretary General of WHD Nepal, Ms. Janaki Gurung. She is one of the leading young female entrepreneurs of Nepal. She is the International Director of Mero Consultancy and a Regional Director of the International Youth Society. She believes in mankind and social works. She has been part of over 200 public youth programs. She is a vivid international traveler, freelance public speaker, and youth motivator. She holds bachelor degree from International College of Hospitality Management, Hotel Management, Tribhuvan University, Kathmandu, Nepal. In addition to successfully managing education, consultancy services in Nepal and abroad, she actively works on addressing youth and women's issues and solving problems both at home and abroad, being the Secretary General of WHD Nepal. She is a current Youth Ambassador of Peace Nepal. Let's all welcome Ms. Janaki Gurung.
Namaste, good morning, good
Namaste.
afternoon, good evening. So entire part of the world watching us. Namaste from a beautiful country and the highest peak of the world, Mount Everest. I'm Janaki Gurung and General Secretary for World Humanitarian Drive Nepal. And thank you, our moderator, Viva, always for your love and support. And to all our General Secretary, it's our first time to be together. And I would like to special thank to our founder, Honorable Abdul Basit Syed, for this giving us this wonderful, wonderful platform where we can be globalized and then connect to everybody. So welcome you all to our Trilateral Global Summit 2021. I think this is a very initiative stations done by WHD, which is very, very essential, like trade for peace, for building global economy. And I think being connected in the WHD, like they have been always supporting, like being young and entrepreneur from a developing country. It's not only like, you know, but it's also about learning. I think life is always a part of learning, and every day I'm learning from WSD. I really like the concept of trade harmony, which they focus on the core values to eradicate gender equality, basic human right, and employment for different opportunities and evaluations of child labor, and to diversify the trade and to bring trade harmony globally. So which I really, really appreciate the concept of trade harmony. I'm looking forward to bring some good opportunity in my country. So as we know that the WSD has focused on like three major component, or we could say it, education, trade harmony, and peace. So I'm really interested because many women, many children of our country are being deprived from basic education, I think, which is a very basic fundamental right of everybody. And also many girls, especially in South Asia, they have been killed before they can see this beautiful world. So I think this is a great platform where we can promote education. As talking about WSD, they have different kind of our goals. So like, as we said that we have been doing this trade for harmony, and then science bazaar, and that would be honoring the honorable star of COVID, and the moral day. So everybody has said about the moral day, and I also really like when I heard it for the first time. So definitely I think it's moral day must be celebrated 2nd September, because this campaign, as General Secretary Albania said, that even when I brought out that concept in my country, everybody appreciated, because I think this more basic moral education is essential to everybody, but people have forget the morality. So I will always believe from love for all, hate for none. We should not bias. We just spread love and affection to everybody and work globally, which I really believe. And I think this is a wonderful platform that WSD had bought, and everybody has talk about like why, because I would like to say, as to the WHD, they said like world moral is celebrated on the 2nd September because that was the end of World War II. So we don't want any more wars. We want peace globally. That's why 2nd September it's celebrated, and our campaign have been supported by many countries, political leaders, artists, and all. And I want like who are watching you, so do support our campaign, and let's all celebrate this World Moral Day, 2nd September, and let's spread love, morality, and humanity. And talking about Nepal campaign, we have been done a lot of events with collaborations with WHD. So I'm like as a youth motivator and working freelancer for Nepal, so I'm looking after to the women and youth in Nepal. So I have organized some programs, like I did a science and commerce debate competitions, and changes of environment key to preserve during the pandemic. So we had done with the collaborations with WHD, similarly supporting women globally. So we have done CISPIC series where we did international breast cancer awareness, and the star of COVID, where many Nepalese do participate, and a lot of people are participate from globally. So and on the pipeline of it, still we are in Nepal, I think many in South Asia, still we are, second wave has really affected our country. We are still in the lockdown. I think in the coming days to come, with the collaborations with WHD, my concern is like we could do anything like how to overcome the scenario from the lockdown to vaccines. Many Nepalese, they can't, like, you know, even the government, we are not getting the vaccines, and general people have been facing for it. Any initiative we could, and secondly, the health conditions on, like you have seen about the news about the oxygen. So we have really poor systems of medical system. I think many people died. So, and also very essential, I think, with the trade harmony, if we can bring any trade opportunity to the or to the Nepalese youth, we could work it out, and then employment to opportunities to the women. So I think we can do that also. So I think a lot of programs are pipeline on it. So I think my basic motto and initiative and the things to be in the WHD is, I really like to serve for humanity with pure heart. And I would like to end up by saying a wonderful saying. I'm a Buddhist, and from a Buddha, I would like to say that we can never obtain peace in the outer world until we make peace with ourselves. So keep spreading love, peace, and keep loving each other. Thank you so much.
Dhanyavada. Thank you, Ms. Janaki Gurung, Secretary General of WHD Nepal, for sharing with us what you love about WHD, spreading the message of love, morality, and humanity, and also your vision for WHD Nepal. Our next speaker is Dr. Anandi Narasimhan. She is the Secretary General of WHD USA. She is a double board certified child, adolescent, and adult psychiatrist in Los Angeles, California, in the USA. She has had numerous media appearances, including CNN, CNN International, USA Today, the Tavis Smiley Show, Fox News, Vice, etc. She completed her adult psychiatry residency at Duke University Medical Center and her child psychiatry fellowship at UCLA Medical Center. Dr. Narasimhan also received the Hind Ratan Award, or Jewel of India Award, for her contributions to medicine and media. She is also an asylum evaluator for Physicians for Human Rights and involved in research looking into using digital therapeutics and artificial intelligence to improve early detection and interventions. She is currently the Secretary General of WHD USA. Let us all welcome Dr. Anandi Narasimhan to give her speech.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you for having me, and it's a really wonderful experience to have this forum and meet all of you in this way. I represent the United States chapter, and it has been a really fulfilling experience. And I began thinking, why not use my skill set and what I know and what I feel passionate about. So our first event for the US chapter involved a panel discussion with some leading experts in child welfare about the treatment of children at the US-Mexican border and harsh immigration policies that were affecting these children. We had an excellent discussion, and I think it helped raise the global awareness of this issue. We also had an event for breast cancer awareness and got a lot of positive feedback for that. So I was very happy that we could coordinate events like this. Moving forward, there's a couple of initiatives that we have discussed and are planning. One is we're partnering with an organization called United Spinal, where we will be focusing on individuals needing accessibility devices such as wheelchairs and other assistances, and raising awareness about this worldwide, because as we know globally, so many parts of the world, there's not accessibility for individuals who have special needs. So this is really important that we improve the equality and raise awareness about wheelchair accessibility and other things of that nature. Also, we are planning a few musical performances to help raise awareness about different humanitarian causes. And I also, we're planning to have an event related to my book release. And the book is serves the purpose of raising awareness about mental health, especially child mental health, throughout the world, because as a psychiatrist, I know that worldwide there's a shortage of experts in the area of mental health, specifically with children. We do know the research is showing that COVID itself is related to mental health, can cause mental health issues, and also secondarily with all the economic and social impacts of the pandemic, there can be an increase in mental health issues. So those are some of the things that we're planning moving forward, and we're really looking forward to it, and it's been an honor to be part of this organization. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Anandi Narasimhan, Secretary General of WHD USA, for sharing with us how past WHD USA events raised awareness and also plans for the future. Our next speaker is Secretary General WHD Malaysia, Professor Dato Dr. G.P. Doraisamy. He is a well-known social activist, educationist, advocate and solicitor, motivational speaker, and global business advisor and consultant. He started his career as a trained and qualified English language teacher for the Ministry of Education Malaysia in the mid-1970s, and later opted to study law in the United Kingdom in the 1980s. Further, in recognition of his relentless continued volunteerism and social services to the nation, he was bestowed with the most prestigious Medal of Datukship, which carries the title of Dato, in the year 2016. He had represented Malaysia for the World Peace Summit in Seoul, South Korea, organized by Universal Peace Federation in 2019, and in the same year, he was duly appointed as the Honorary Secretary General of World Humanitarian Drive Malaysia chapter. Let's all welcome Professor Dato Dr. G.P. Doraisamy.
Thank you, Viva. That was very inspiring. Thank you again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all Honorary Secretary Generals of World Humanitarian Drive. Now, I want to be quick and fast here. Time is running out, and I just would like to touch on 3 points. For the last 2 years, Malaysia chapter has been working very closely with our founder president, Honorable Dr. Abdul Basit Syed. And of course, initially when I came in, I was a bit reluctant because I'm being into many social organizations, but sometimes you get attracted to certain organizations, to certain entities because of the people there. And I found that our founder chairman, Honorable Dr. Abdul Basit, is a very sincere man, very simple man, and very, very social. And that sort of attracted me. And I said, yes, yeah, we will work together. Anyway, Malaysia is very much happy, and we are very much related to WHD worldwide. And this is a very good platform to meet, even though we are in a very challenging times, that is this pandemic. But we are still meeting on this virtual platform, so we could still meet you, all of you. Now, first thing I would like to talk about the World Moral Day. Now, we had a World Moral Day celebration last year, the 2nd of September. That is the last day, the end of Second World War II, 2nd September. So WHD is taking all steps to declare. That means we are trying to convince the United Nations so that 2nd September will be declared officially as a World Moral Day. Now, what is moral? I think some of you have explained moral. When you talk of moral, of course, you talk about legal. As a legal man, I know that certain things can be legal, but morally it can be right, but legally it may be wrong. It all depends on geopolitics, the culture, the traditions of each country. But we are talking about morality here, of good things, about peace, about humanity, for mankind, about helping people. So these are things that we are interested in WHD. So we, Malaysia, really support Moral Day, Moral Day, and definitely we will try to convene. We are talking to leaders, social organization leaders, and of course we have to rope in our United Nations envoys, because these people, they are connected to the United Nations, and we have to convince the United Nations. And that definitely, I think, with the rate that we are moving, we have to sound. We have to be aggressive so that 2nd September will be declared as a World Moral Day. Now, on my second point here, last year, World Humanitarian Drive has organized a big event whereby organizations all over the world participated in the Global Humanitarian Award, that is during the COVID pandemic times. And I'm happy to say that Malaysia, about 9 organizations, individuals won this award. And with that award, we are very happy that World Humanitarian Drive has recognized Malaysian organizations, Malaysian individuals who have gone all out to help the underprivileged people, the needy people, the people, the poor people, and of course, the disabled people. Now, I must stress here that one of the organizations that I'm working very closely now is the people with disability, people who are disabled, people who are on wheelchairs, people who are unable to talk, people who are unable to listen, so all kind of disabilities. And this organization which I'm working with is called the People with Disability Smart Farmability. Smart Farmability, which is headed by a very active paraplegic farmer, Dr. Billy Tang. He's the head of this PWD, People with Disability Smart Farmability. He's on the wheelchair, but he has since 2015. That is where he was a normal person, but in 2015 he met with a very nasty accident, and because of that he's now on wheelchair bound. But he didn't leave his target, his aim, that to provide food for the needy people. And with that, he started off this organization, the PWD Smart Farm Mobility, which has become a very big organization in Malaysia, which has won many awards by ministries, by organizations in Malaysia. And Dr. Billy Tang and his partner, Ms. Samantha Mock, they are working very closely with WHD, and we are going to sign an MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding with WHD worldwide, London, very soon. But since this is a COVID times, and we will wait for better times, and if everything goes fine, probably the next trilateral, by next trilateral global summit, we will sign this MOU with WHD London, UK. And we have already said, we have already conveyed this to our founder president, and he's very happy about it. And we're going to supply food for underprivileged people. And this will be a world strategy. We're going to teach people how the underprivileged can be given nutritious food. Yeah, nutritious food is not only meant for people who can afford, but it must be given to people, to every people, for every background people. So this is one of the projects that we are working with WHD London. And of course, we have another few more programs. That is the Pure Life Society, another organization that works closely with underprivileged organizations, and that also we are going to bring them up to London. And also the Malaysian Corruption Watch, MCW, which is working, another very big organization in Malaysia, and we are all looking forward to meet personally with all Secretary General of WHD worldwide, and probably that will be in London. And of course, most of you, if anybody is coming to Malaysia after the pandemic, you're most welcome. So these are things that I feel that I must say here. Of course, time is running short, and let me finish off with this what they call this word here. Now, how do you celebrate life? That is by Frederick Koenig. Now, we tend to forget that happiness doesn't come as a result of what we don't have. Yeah, it is rather recognizing and appreciating things that we have. So let us appreciate that whatever things small that we have, let us appreciate and let us celebrate life. Thank you. Back to Viva.
Terima kasih. Thank you, Professor Dato Dr. GP Duraisamy, Secretary General of WHD Malaysia, for sharing with us activities of WHD Malaysia and your plans for the future. We would like to share a quotation by Joel Barker. Vision without action is merely a dream. Vision with action can change the world. WHD is very honored to have Secretary Generals with great vision and who are people of action who change the world for the better. We would like to thank WHD Secretary Generals for their valuable achievements. And then, so now we would like to proceed with awards presentation. Award of honor to be presented to the different WHD Secretary Generals. Award of honor, Mr. Eugene Ankuma, Padma Bhushan Brigadier Honi Dr. Anil Kohli, Dr. Sharon Kim, Janisa Juni Grachi MD, Ms. Janaki Guru, Dr. Anandi Narasimhan, Professor Dato Dr. GP Duraisamy. And then now we would like to proceed with a vote of thanks to be presented by Honorable Lamin Sane, MP, National Assembly Member of Brikama South Constituency, The Gambia. Thank you, Honorable Lamin Sane. Could you please give us a vote of thanks?
Thank you very much, Viva. First of all, I am Honorable Lamin Jesane, National Assembly Member for Brikama South of the Republic of the Gambia. On behalf of the Republic of the Gambia, particularly the Parliament of the Gambia, I want to seize this opportunity to especially salute all the participants who have actively taken part in this global, in this trilateral global summit on the topic vision of WHD. I am indeed very much honored to give this vote of thanks to each and everyone who participated by sharing your experience that is also inspiring millions of people around the world on establishing the peace we all aspire in the world. And I give special thanks to WHD, more especially the proprietor for the initiative, and also WHD for creating the environment where people will come share their experience as a means of inspiring millions of people for us to establish peace all over the world. Without peace, the world is not safe for anybody. And it's very difficult to attain peace without putting into consideration. And I want to believe one of the greatest achievements of WHD that they've initiated, that is by by advocating for on the 2nd September to be a World Moral Education Day, which we believe moral education is very key, because shaping us morally give us a limitation and provide us an opportunity for us to establish peace around the world. So on that note, and on behalf of my parliament, more especially my constituency, I thank WHD for the initiative and the creation of the platform, and all the participants for your interesting experience, which also inspired millions globally. I thank you all for your kind attention. You're welcome.
Thank you, Honorable Lamin J. Sane, MP, National Assembly Member of Brikama South Constituency, the Gambia, for your inspiring words. And that concludes Trilateral Global Summit Edition 2 Vision of WHD. If the discussion inspired you, please like it, share it, send us a comment. Also, do share with us your takeaways from today. Follow us on our social media accounts. Click subscribe on our YouTube channel, WHD Media. Visit our WHD website, www.whd.org.uk, for more inspiring events. We would like to thank our media and event sponsors, TV Bricks International Media Network, Doha Bank, there's so much to look forward to, Universal Peace Federation, International Diplomatic Club, Amicability, AAFT University, News Abode, all our honorable guests and speakers, and especially to you watching this. I'm Viva Andrada O'Flynn. Join us on our next session, Strengthening Global Economy with Financial Experts, moderated by Mr. Robin Marsh, Secretary General of United Peace Federation, UK. Stay safe and healthy. Peace, love, and light to you all.